is our supervisor of central supply. Carlos, your taste in music is gorgeous. It's just beautiful. And that last one is my favorite. So everyone, here are my thoughts. My name is Paul Falcone. For those of you who don't know me, I'm the VP of Human Resources. It's an absolute pleasure to be here. What an honor. It's been a tough year and a half. We normally have these awards in January, but of course, in January of 2021, we couldn't do it because of the pandemic. We are here to celebrate 100th year, 1921 to 2021. It's hard to believe. I will tell you there were two main thoughts that I had coming into this morning. The first is that all of our predecessors, the employees who worked here for the 100 years before us, I think they would be very, very proud of us today because we've represented this organization, we've represented this industry, we've cared for our residents in a very selfless way. The selfless leadership that I saw for the past year and a half is something that I've never experienced in my career before. It was a very difficult time for all of us, yet not too long ago, we got an Oscar. We got the Jean Hersholt Humanitarian Award, not just for 100 years, but also for our service during the pandemic. Think how much we were able to help the members of our industry. Think of the dedication that went into helping the residents, helping the patients on this campus. I remember how difficult it was when we first opened the J-Wing, the isolation unit. And people didn't know what to expect. Back around March, April of 2020, we didn't know how deadly the virus was. We didn't even know if the PPE would work, yet the employees volunteered to go in. That is 100 years worth right there. We also have to take a moment of silence. This is Employee Service Awards. We have to remember the two employees who we lost. Francisco Castaneda was our storeroom attendant for, I think, 30 years, 32 years. We all knew him. We all knew his smile. He visited all of our offices every day delivering the mail. Max Alvarado was an 18-year employee. He was a CNA from long-term care and CBH who had just gotten his license to become an LVN, which he had done with an award he had won here for tuition reimbursement from MPTF. For both of them, I'd like to ask for a quick moment of silence. Thank you. And now with that, it is time to continue the celebration with the man I'm very proud to call my boss, our leader through not only the last 10 or 12 years, Bob, however long it's been, but through the pandemic. I have never experienced leadership as I have seen in Bob Beecher in the last year and a half. I can't tell you how much I've learned, how proud I am. Mr. Beecher. Okay.
Well, there's not much more I can add to what Paul said. For those of you who are 5-year service award winners today and haven't been to one of these ceremonies before, typically they would be at the end of January. We would be in the country house dining room. We would be dressed up. We would be having a lovely meal and social and cocktail reception. But nothing is like it was. Hopefully we'll be that way again next year, next January. But today we do it a little bit differently. We are so glad that you're all here, that we're able to do it this way, that we're able to, as Paul said, to celebrate the wonderful service of so many of you to this organization. It is incredibly meaningful to us, and we're just thrilled to be able to do it. So we're catching up a little bit. These awards are for 2020, even though it's June 2021. And as I said, 6 months from now, we will be celebrating 2021 again, hopefully back where we have been before with our 55th service awards. I say this every year. I've never worked in an organization like this or even heard about an organization like this where there are so many long-time employees. And I think it's a reflection of what an incredible place it is to work, what an incredible family we have built over these many years, how much meaning people get from the work they do, what purpose they find in coming here. And I think in their work, in the community and on campus, how much love they receive in return from the people that they're helping. And I think for all of us, that's what kind of is the bond or ties the knot or closes the loop that we get immediate and very positive feedback and gratitude and love from the people that we're serving. And that's a hard thing to replace anywhere you work or in your life in general. So it is with tremendous amount of gratitude that I thank you all for being here. Thank you all who are watching or listening who can't be here. Unfortunately, this is a daytime event this year, and we realize a lot of awardees are manning their stations, or can I say manning their stations anymore? They're holding their stations and doing their amazing work. And we're so fortunate to have you here and them wherever they are right now. So having said that, we are going to start the service awards, and I'm going to call up Vilma Dinham, Miss Vilma, our hospital administrator, who's going to do the 5 and 10-year awards.
Hi, everyone. I can't see you. I hope you can see me. Jerry Abyssinian, where are you? David Alvarado. Elizabeth Garibay Mercado. Merle Hines Douglas. Merle. Lynette Montano. Debbie Neubauer. Luz Viminda. Reyes del Sol. Joan Sanchez. Susana Torres. And Dick Wong. Those of you on stage, please stay around for your group picture. Have I left anyone out? I know most of you. I mean, 5 years. Speaking to the microphone. 5-year pins, have I left anyone out? Yeah. Okay. Hi, Sean.
Yeah.
For the group picture.
Yes. Fine. Yeah.
You guys can scrunch up and get into a couple of rows. There's a large group of you. So scrunch around all the way you like it.
Here we go. Masks off. Yep, masks off, please. And 3, 2, 1. And one more shot. And 3, 2, 1. Thank you.
I'll now read the recipients of
Hold on.
the.
Hold on. People
Okay.
can't hear you.
Uh-huh. Can you hear me now? Wonderful.
None of the 10 years
10
are
years.
here.
Yeah.
She said they're-
Oh, okay. So we'll move on to the 15 years
10 years.
recipients.
No, 10,
They're,
they're all, you know,
they're not,
yeah.
or
We're-
anybody here for 10 years? Any 10-year recipients?
Let's read off their names because they're
They're probably
they're
someplace else. Okay, Angelica Amarena. Jenny Klossner. Christopher McWhorter. Nancy Osborne. Elizabeth Silva. The 15. Clarissa Brown. Jose Monterosa. Sylvia Sanchez. Sharon Seifert.
Shot. 3, 2, 1. Thank you. Shot. And 3, 2, 1. Thank you.
A small group picture.
Okay. And 3, 2, 1. And one more shot. And 3, 2, 1.
Nice. We'll do one more, like you're all one group of people.
Oh.
Like you like each other.
Oh, no. There we go. And 3,
Velma,
Paper down.
Velma.
Are we good? Okay. Ready. And 3, 2, 1. And 3, 2, 1. Thank you.
Thank you.
Now the next announcer will be Mike Koo. After the video.
Okay. And it is my pleasure to announce the 20-year PIN employees. Margarita Alvarez. Rosario Buenaflor.
Shot, second shot coming up. Thank you.
Linda Healy.
Second shot. 3, 2, 1. Thank you.
And Robert Jensen.
Second shot. 3, 2, 1. Thank you.
Delmi Menjivar. Marie Marolas. And Eden Stafford. And last one is Maria Villarreal.
Mask off. Yeah, moving this way.
Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Second shot. Smile. 3, 2, 1. Thank you.
Okay, and we have our 25-year awardees. Yeah. Jeff Arnett. Surinder Kaur. Brenda Shirk. And I'm not sure if he's here, but Arturo Navarro Reyes.
Oh, mask. Oh, mask. Oh, yeah. That's right. We'll do this again. Yeah. 3, 2, 1. And one more shot. And 3, 2, 1. Thank you.
got it down on this, that far end.
Yes, perfect. And 3, 2, 1, and one more shot. And 3, 2, 1. Thank you.
Okay, and I think we have another video.
I want to take a break from giving the awards out for just 1 second to recognize some of the folks who have made this day possible. So no better place to start than thanking Carmen Williams, who puts this event together every year. And her team from HR. Yes, Debbie, Kim, Tara. Yeah. And then for the last, I don't know how many months now it is, 12, 15, 18 months, we have been using this theater to broadcast live stream 20 hours a week to our residents and others, and bringing them conversation and entertainment, engagement, trying to keep their creative minds, their brains, and their emotional, mental well-being in good form. And so I want to bring up onto the stage all of the folks from Creative Chaos who have made not only this event possible, but also have been doing such an amazing job during the pandemic. So come on out. Jen? Come on, Jen. The show will go on for a minute with that. Come on out.
Come on out.
This is Edgar, Jenny, Jody, Allegra, Jeff. No one can see that. Okay.
And our leader is running the camera.
Hold on. One more. Yes.
I'm not hiding, I'm working.
And their amazing leader, the creator of Creative Chaos, Jen Clymer.
Thank you.
Missing from this crew today is Marcus Murrieta, who was on paternity leave. He just had a baby last week. "30 years." I'm going to tell you a little bit about these folks, and then they're going to come up and get their pins. Jose Fregoso. Jose, are you here? There he is. For the past 30 years, Jose has been an asset to our environmental services staff. He makes sure that his areas are clean, well-maintained, and safe for our residents. He takes pride in his work. He also supports both the long-term care and residential areas and provides assistance wherever he is needed. MPTF is very fortunate to have Jose on our staff. Francisco Garcia. Okay, Francisco's not here, but let me tell you something about him. Reliability and dedication are the first words that come to mind when you think about Francisco Garcia. That's the soundtrack to Francisco's life. His supervisor describes him as a silent worker, and there he's got a soundtrack. Who knew? Who knows the residents and provides exceptional care for them. He's known for his hard work and is always willing to put in extra shifts to help when extra staffing is needed. MPTF truly appreciates the 30 years of service that Francisco has devoted to the fund. Let's hear it for Francisco. And now a person I know who is here, Alicia Pineda. The residents in the Mary Pickford house adore Alicia, and they know that she reciprocates that same spirit of adoration. For the past 3 decades, Alicia has provided great service as an environmental services staff member. She does her best every day to provide excellence in a clean and safe space for our residents. Congratulations. Yeah, she's. Take your time. Take your time. Okay. You want to?
3, 2, 1, shot. And 3, 2, 1. Thank you.
We'll be over very quick.
3, 2, 1. And shot. And 3, 2, 1. Thank you.
Let's hear it again. "35 years. Russell Rubin. So Russell is interesting because he's been working here for 35 years and many of you have never seen his face. And I'll tell you why in a second. He's brought joy to hundreds of residents, employees, and visitors of MPTF by providing his services as a projectionist. He's hidden in that booth up there. Following in the footsteps of his father, Sheldon Rubin, who was also a projectionist for over 40 years, the two were often a tag team. Twice a week for over 35 years, Russell has projected countless amazing first-run films, which touch our audiences in a more profound way than most. Russell is described as flexible, conscientious, and thorough, but most importantly, always a pleasure to work with. We appreciate his dedication to providing this special service and making life on campus for all of us a little bit brighter with each screening. Congratulations, Russell.
One more? Yes. 3, 2, 1. Thank you. Can you get one? Yeah, one up. Thank you.
I guess two other things we should say about Russell. One is he puts a beautiful image on the screen. And number two is the sound levels are never right. They're always a little too loud or a little too soft, just like our food. Yes. Okay. Yep. Yep. And then not here to join us today, but another 35-year service award winner is Apolinar Rubio, food service worker who is on vacation. Kind of remember what that is, vacation. But, and now we're 40 years. Woo-hoo! 40 years. And I want to call to the stage Cinda Urbina. How amazing is that? 40 years.
When I started, I was only 10.
She was only 10 when she started. She wants it known to everyone.
3, 2, 1. And one more shot. Thank you. Thank you.
Cinda is described as caring, kind, and steadfast. Someone who over the last year has had to adapt quickly to a new and ever-changing healthcare environment, all the while never losing her positive can-do attitude. Her strong work ethic, patience, and professional integrity have been demonstrated time and time again in all her interactions with our staff. She exemplifies the mission of our organization in taking care of our own every day, putting in long hours as she warriors on, always going above and beyond for our employees to ensure their health and safety. Her sunny disposition, warm approach, and expert counsel helped our staff and their families through an extremely challenging year. And she has grown into a confident and capable expert in her role. We continue to be proud of Cinda as she celebrates her 40 years of service. This has been an incredible year for Cinda. And she's put in incredibly long hours and has been incredibly committed. I want her to know how much I appreciate it. And then I also want to mention 40 years for Miguel Espino, who has not been able to make it here today, but what a presence on our campus every day. He's amazing. So congratulations, Miguel. "45 years, 45 years. How amazing is that? Luis Viejas? Is he here? Luis? No. Okay. Well, for 45 years, we have had the pleasure of Juan Luis Viejas serving at MPTF. He is committed and has provided team leadership in his area of the laundry department and is an excellent example of hard work and dedication for our residents. He works well with his peers and is a fine example of stability and reliability. He truly takes pride in his work. We are very proud to have him at MPTF and appreciative of all that he has done for everyone. Juan, thank you for your service and continued devotion to working at the fund. Doing now the behind the scenes. So we created this award, I don't know, Carmen, 3 or 4 years ago?
No, 7.
7 years ago, okay. What do I know? We created we created the Behind the Scenes Award as a special award for outstanding service to MPTF over the year. It doesn't fit into the Rudder Awards, which we're going to get to in a moment. But they are folks who have done, as I said, extraordinary work. So the first one of these awards is going to Jenny Calixto. With less than 3 years of service under her belt at MPTF, Jenny has proven remarkable leadership, especially during a time when we depended on it. When the COVID-19 pandemic caught the world by storm, it wasn't long before the effects of the virus crept onto our campus and threatened the lives of everyone here. Upon the first diagnosis of residents, the J-Wing COVID unit was opened. She went through great lengths to make sure that it was fully staffed with competent, capable nurses to care for the newly admitted residents that had been diagnosed with the coronavirus. She was instrumental in collaborating with management campus-wide to continue not only the care for those in J-Wing, but also doing everything within her power to keep the other long-term care residents and the staff safe. We are proud to honor her, our Director of Long-Term Care, with the 2021 Behind the Scenes Award. Our next Behind the Scenes Award is going to Jennifer George, Director of Community Social Services. For almost 15 years, Jennifer has had her pulse on the people we serve. She entered MPTF with eagerness to help carry out its mission to take care of our own. Through her hard work and increasing desire to make a difference in the community, she was entrusted with greater responsibilities and moved up the ranks to become director in her area. Even though she does not create any buzz for herself, her dedication has been noteworthy and is deserving of a special mention. Her education, experience, and desire to help elevate those who are plagued by the human condition are what allows her to be effective in her role. Over the past year, she has had to amplify those skills in response to the special needs created during the pandemic. Her selflessness is truly appreciated, not only amongst the population in the entertainment industry that benefits from the contributions her department gives, but she is a valued member within MPTF. We are honored to give this Behind the Scenes Award to Jennifer George, Director of Community Social Services. You may recognize her from the Oscars. And our third behind the scenes award is going to Suzanne Hackett. Director of Infection Control and Education. Up until COVID-19 wreaked havoc on the world, the safety behind science was not at the forefront of most of our minds. The work that is done at MPTF is a collaborative effort, a machine that operates to provide the best of everything for everyone, and safety is a huge component of providing the best care possible. For over 27 years, we've had the privilege of someone looking out for us and leading the way to a better method of how we protect each other on and off duty. This individual, Suzanne, conducts herself with professionalism, has a wealth of knowledge, and is passionate about her responsibility to keep those at MPTF secure from the threats that cannot be detected with the naked eye. During the outbreak of COVID, the entire organization relied on her guidance. Her words of wisdom were heeded. Sometimes I didn't always like them, but they were heeded. And her expertise in minimizing the spread of the coronavirus came to us to help us through one of the darkest periods of our history as an organization and as a nation. We are fortunate and thankful to be able to give this award to Suzanne Hackett. One more thing I would say about Suzanne is she didn't have a day off during this entire pandemic crisis. And she was the beacon that sounded the alarm for us early on. In January and February, she was warning us that this virus that she was reading about in China was real and that we ought to be prepared for it. And we went out with Robert and his team's assistance. We went out and bought a ton of PPE, which at the time was available and wasn't ridiculously expensive, and braced ourselves for a shutdown on March 9th. And that was all Suzanne's guidance and wisdom. So. Okay, now we are coming to the final two awards, the Sally and William Rudder Outstanding Employee and Manager of the Year. As you may know, Sally and her late husband, William Bill, created these prestigious awards 13 years ago. I can't believe it's that long ago, to honor an outstanding employee and outstanding manager of the year. Because all of us face challenges these past 15 months, Sally, who was a resident at MPTF, wanted us to know that you are all winners in her mind. Your acts of courage, kindness, and caring for the residents outweigh the concerns and hardships that you may have been going through personally. You sacrifice your own safety at times and spend time away from your family. Whether you delivered meals, provided transportation, cleaned homes, and did laundry, provided entertainment via Creative Chaos, and kept everyone safe and healthy with COVID tests and vaccines, you never stopped providing everything that was needed. You were never angry or argumentative. You were always smiling and making people happy. Whether you were an essential worker on campus or worked remotely, you worked as a team and played an integral part of MPTF's success during this difficult time in our lives. And for this, we are so grateful and appreciative to all employees. I want to personally thank Sally and her family for her generosity and kindness for sponsoring these awards to our dedicated employees. She's here with her son Barry and his wife. Thank you. Judy, I'm sorry. Thank you for all of that. So here is the winner of the Employee of the Year Award. For the past 13 years, this employee has always taken pride and joy in her duties within our organization. When the pandemic hit, she stepped up by working in our COVID unit for 3 months. Even when we experienced the second surge of the virus, she stepped up again. Her devotion to our residents was beyond belief. She is a valued member of the environmental services staff and never hesitated or complained during the time that she served in J-Wing. She was instrumental in keeping the unit disinfected, and she showed remarkable compassion for the residents who were admitted to the unit. Her supervisor has great respect for her and compliments her as an amazing person and excellent staff member of MPTF. We are proud to present the William and Sally Rudder Outstanding Employee of the Year Award to Juana Hernandez de Guerrero. This is truly an amazing person. Yes. I know Sally wanted to say something, so before we give Outstanding Manager of the Year.
I just want to, this is John Hill. I just want to thank all of you. I've been here a long time, and I've got to tell you, particularly last year when we all had such a difficult year, you have been absolutely wonderful. The people who work here, all of the people who live here speak highly of you in every way. And I really am so grateful because I've been around a long time. I used to be here, what was it, in 68, I was feeding them in the hospital. But at any rate, I wanted you to know that that's so important and so precious to the people who live here. And thank you so much.
I forgot to mention to Juana that this award, Juana, comes with a check for $2,500. And finally, the Sally and William Rudder Outstanding Manager of the Year Award. MPTF is grateful for the leadership that this staff member exhibits with consistency and professionalism. She does her work with a smile, and you know she has a genuine concern for all the employees that she interfaces with. She began working at MPTF in 1980 as a CNA and has proven herself as one who is willing to take initiative as she has moved far up the ranks to management level in nursing. While her workload can be tough and her responsibilities may shift from moment to moment, she juggles her duties with grace and a hearty sense of humor. She is well respected by her peers as well as those who work under her direction. Amongst all her wonderful characteristics and praiseworthy traits, our employees never second guess that she has their health and best interests at heart. She leads as a nurse by example, educates where necessary, and helps to keep the organization in compliance. She is a true role model and an exceptional manager. We are pleased to present the Sally and William Rudder Outstanding Manager of the Year Award to Cinda Urbina. That wraps it up for me. Paul has some closing remarks. I want to ask Juana and Cinda, before you go back to your work, could you come up and have some pictures taken with the Rudder family? Okay, okay. Paul.
Wasn't this a great ceremony? Yeah. I loved it. This is fabulous. Just what we were hoping it would be. And we're also going to make today's date Cinda Urbina Day at MPTF for the rest of our lives. Just so we all know, Cinda, it was your day. Good for you. And Juana, you as well. Congratulations. A couple of final announcements, everyone. If you hadn't had your picture taken with the Hollywood background, the photos, we're doing those in the foyer right afterwards. That's number one. Number two, we've got some delicious food outside and refreshments. So please make sure you do that. And if you want an award, we have the certificate pickup outside by the HR table. So be sure and pick one up before you leave. Thanks, everybody. Congratulations, winners. Beautiful ceremony. Thank you.